Hello, welcome to Lower Body 1. I'm gonna give you a little breakdown on the moves and some tips and tricks for the exercises. This is my very first video, so I'm learning. So we have 5 moves. I will set different protocols in the plan, so it'll be protocol 1, 2, or 3, so that'll be more specific to how many reps to focus on if we're gonna do time-based workouts or by reps and sets. So this is just gonna talk a little bit about the moves, and it'll be an addition to the protocol. So our first move is a squat. So the squat, you want to try and keep your feet hip width apart, and you can use no weight. You can use a barbell like I have. You can use free weights. You can use a kettlebell. You're going to want to try to squat down to where your thighs are at about 90 degrees. But as you can see, I have a little bit better range of motion when I use a wedge. So what that does is gives you a little bit better range in your ankle and foot area. This probably also means that I need to keep working on my foot and ankle mobility. You can also add a band around your thighs to just add another little layer of resistance, and it helps you focus on your form with making sure your knees are not closing in on the form. The next move is a deadlift. So this is a standard deadlift. I'm going to focus on keeping my back flat, and if you notice, I'm kind of arching there to show you poor form. Your form, you want to keep your back flat, and you go down to, you kind of feel your hamstrings, I call it catching, like you'll feel either a stretch or a kind of a range of motion limit. And you want to then squeeze your hamstrings and your glutes to raise yourself back up. You can use, again, free weights. You can use the barbell like I have behind me. You can use no weights and just focus on the form. Typically you will probably want some kind of weight, I think, for a deadlift, but you can certainly practice form with no weight at all. Always an option. Third move is a calf raise. So pretty straightforward. You're basically going to get on your tippy toes. You're going to stand about feet hip width apart, and then just raise up on your tippy toes. You can use different kinds of weight as well. Free weights is what I have right there. A progression is doing it off of a step, so it just gives you a little bit more range of motion for that calf raise. You can see it's also a little bit of a balance challenge, especially if you have weights in your hands, so just keep that in mind. The fourth move is a hamstring curl. You can use either a stability ball, and you'll also see my dogs come to visit. So I'm going to put my feet on the stability ball, raise up my glutes and my body up to a bridge position, and then I'm going to just pull that ball close to me. So that's really activating the hamstrings. If you get tired, you can always lower yourself. So the goal is to stay in that bridge position for the number of reps, but always take rest when you need it. You can also use a foam roller. You cannot see me as well in this part, but you can use a foam roller instead of a stability ball if you don't have a stability ball. Your bridge will be a little lower, but it's still going to achieve a similar result. The last move is called a hip thruster. I'm using a step. I'm putting my upper body on the step, so something that's raised. You could also use a couch or an ottoman or something, a bed, to put your shoulders on. And then I'm going to raise myself up into a bridge position. If you have weight, you can put a free weight on your hips and just kind of stabilize it with your hands. You can also use that barbell. I would put a pad where it hits you, just for cushion. So that's an option. You could also use one of those larger plates and put it on your hips as well. So that's the last move. Yeah, hope this was helpful, and we'll see you next time.